everybody, welcome to my YouTube. I'm Jen. Today we're going to go through this quarter's Community Create Challenge that Cricut is sponsoring. You can actually enter multiple times. There's 27 Cricut Facebook groups that are participating. So you have 44 chances to win and endless creative possibilities. Here are the instructions. You do have to use this image number, but you can use any piece of it and also add additional images straight from Design Space as well as fonts. Here's the list of all of the participating groups, so definitely feel free to join any of those. Just make sure that any of your submissions are different. So for instance, if you're going to do one on cricketing and crafting on a budget, you can also enter on Cricut for beginners, but make sure that they're individual different projects and you're not using the same one. The price in all of the groups are exactly the same. It is going to be a Cricut Joy machine and bundle valued at $250 US. You do need to be a US or Canada resident in order to enter. And here's the rest of the legal stuff. Definitely take a look at this before you enter. It doesn't take long to create something and enter it, but there is specific rules that you have to follow. You do have to put it on public in your Cricut profile, as well as post pictures and tag it in a group. Post it and tag it in your group as well. So I will go through that at the end, but for now, let's go ahead and create a project using that image number. So that image number is pound M20E11E is the image number. That's going to pull up it's a cake topper. So absolutely you can use it as cake topper if you want, or I'm going to actually change up the image a little bit. I really like the word love, so I'm going to use that and combine it with this first heart with the scallop circle around it. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use this on a watercolor card using my watercolor pen. So I'm going to change this to watercolor pen, mainly because if I don't do it first, I forget. So I'm going to do that right now. And I'm going to do it in red. So red watercolor. And now I'm going to play around with the contour and try to make this the way I'd like it to be. So I want this love to be really big. So I'm going to select that image. I'm going to select the love image actually. Let me find that. There we go. And then I'm going to take out the heart and the circle because I don't want it to cut the circle. And then this is going to be my main focal point. So let's make that big. So now I'm going to play around with these, try to delete the images so I can get this piece. I'm sure there's probably quicker and easier ways, but this is the way that I've done it. Design Space has had a lot of really cool updates lately, so definitely play around with the editable parts and the contour options. But for this one, I'm going to delete. And then I want that to be my O in love. So how do I do that? I'm going to actually just copy this and then I can delete out the pieces to each one that I don't want. And then I'll attach them. So that's where I want the O. So I will just delete out the other pieces. Easy peasy. And there you have it. This is the image that I'm going to use on my watercolor card. I do feel like it needs something else before I make it, so I'm going to attach this, size it to fit my card. My card is 4¼ by 5½. I'm going to resize it again here in a minute because we're going to add a border instead of making it right away. So we're just going to type border, see what comes up, and I really like this one, so let's add this one. It's not quite the right shape for my card, so I'm just going to go ahead and stretch it and make it the right shape for what I want to do. And I actually don't mind that it's distorted a little bit. In fact, I kind of like that the little hoops are slightly different. I'm going to change this or try to align this so it is centered. I'm going to center it both horizontally and vertically. And I realize now that I didn't attach the love, although I thought I had. So I'm going to go back and do that real quick because I want it to be fully lined up. So now it's attached. And let's try that again. We're going to line these up horizontally and vertically so that they are where I want them to be. And then I'm going to shrink this because it's too big. And I want it to be centered in this border. Okay, so let's try to align it now that it's the right size. And that looks great to me. Let's change these black swirly doos to also marker. I debated what color, and I think I just want a simple red swirly doos. You can absolutely do anything you want with these. It's amazing all of the options we have, but I'm going to go with the same red marker. So now let's make it. I'm going to get my watercolor card ready, get this all centered on my card mat for my Cricut Joy. I'm going to speed up this next piece for you so you can see the cutting of the, or not the cutting, sorry, the drawing. A lot of times it is cutting, but in this time it is the drawing of the Cricut Joy on the watercolor card. I'll make it pretty quick for you. And there you have it. Now that it's all drawn, I'm going to take the watercolor marker, the water pen that comes with the watercolor markers, and just color where I want the color to bleed. You can also, or not bleed, but you know, come out. You can also, if you want more color, because this just does the outline, you can put some of that marker on a piece of plastic and then pick it up with your watercolor marker, and that will allow you to have a more deeper, more saturated color versus water. But I kind of like this look. In fact, I'm going to try to pull in extra color in certain areas, so I have what would be slight blooms on here. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, definitely check out my watercolor video. I will link that here as well. And there you have it. That is my gorgeous card. So now we're going to go back into Design Space and we're going to save it. I'm going to save it. You can create a new collection. I'm going to save it in one I already created, which was Community Challenges. I created that last quarter for the Community Challenge. And it's going to select it, and then I'm going to go into the Community Challenge. I'm going to go into my card, my actual creation, and I'm going to edit project details. This is going to allow me to, number one, tag it the way that Cricut has asked us to, but also add an image. Cricut wants us to take photos and post this into the Cricut community, so I'm going to do that. And then you can put it in the position that you want it in. You can name it whatever you want. Obviously, nothing derogatory. And then also in the description, put what you did, anything that you would like people to know if they were to want to recreate your project. I actually end up coming back and editing this afterwards, so definitely you can check me out in the Cricut community. Next thing you want to do it is tag it. There's a specific tag you need. It's Community Create Challenge. All one word. When you start typing it, it will come up. There's no hashtag in this version, so just type the words. But when you post it in our Facebook group, make sure you put the hashtag put in the hashtag so that we can find you. That's the way we're going to be able to pick winners at the end. And make sure you save it, and then you're going to want to make it public in Design Space. That's the way that Cricut is going to be able to verify that yes, you did participate, yes, you did follow all the instructions, so make sure you have it public. You also do need your profile to be public. To do that, you can click on the top left-hand corner, the 3 bars, and that will open up your profile. And make sure you go in there under View Profile and make yourself public if it's not already. And there you have it. Once you are public and everything is good to go, share your project. You'll want to grab a link by going to share and then copy link and post that to your Facebook page, as well as hashtag community create challenge. I'm not logged into Facebook, so I'm just going to use the clipboard, but you're welcome to use that Facebook option if you're logged in. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy mine, and I'm going to go and post it to my groups. So if you have any questions, let me know, but definitely start creating, and you have until February 7th to enter. Winners will be announced on or before February 15th. Thanks for watching.